Da, 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 da. Right, hi guys. So we're gonna do part 2. Then I got to do my weightlifting, running, all that stuff. And my wife's back now, so I can start doing the dog walks on Elvis Presley fan on keto and Elvis Presley long lost footage, because all that stopped because the dogs were staying at the Grands for 4 days. So the dogs are back now, so we can get back to what I tend to do. What I like to do is do part 1 and part 2 in the morning. And then we go off and do a couple on the dog walks. That's what I like to do, yeah? That's the sort of habit I got into. Hope you've all got a cup of tea, guys. So who we got here? So many of you are going to watch this later because you're asleep. Obviously, 40% of you are in America. We have loads of you in the UK. Thank you. We have America, Australia, Canada, many other countries. Vincenzo's in Italy. So we are being watched around the world. I'm very grateful. I appreciate anyone that tunes into our channel. Anyone that has bought me a coffee and that, thank you very much. Anyone, all that kind of stuff, thank you. And if you like what I do, it's a very kind way of saying thank you, getting me a coffee. You don't have to. I don't need you to buy me a coffee, but if you do, I think it's cute. So, a tough topic, guys. Part 2 of we're discussing David Stanley. Now, there is so much to go through concerning Dave Stanley. So I'm just gonna put that we're live. Let's have a look. There is just so much to go through. Yeah, these people, Rick and Dave, really did go out of their way to make as much money as possible at the cost of Elvis's image and reputation, and they said whatever they wanted to say, and no one really stood up to them. No one really said, "Can you just shut up? Can you leave Elvis alone?" I think the fans did. Yeah, you get it, guys? This is the problem we've got with the Memphis Mafia, with Billy Smith, with the Stanleys, with some ex-girlfriends. There was a rampage to make as much money as possible and say whatever it takes to sensationalize everything, to get money, to get more viewers, to sell more books, more people watch the documentaries, the biographies, anything at the cost of Elvis's image and reputation. Elvis could do nothing about it. He was dead. He had passed. He had to just take it. Lisa Marie, his daughter, just had to put up with it for decades and decades. Put up with it. Elvis's, and the very sad thing is a lot of the trashing of Elvis was done by people that grew up with Elvis. So the Stanleys, remember the Stanleys are ex-stepbrothers. They're not stepbrothers. They're ex-stepbrothers. Yeah, because once Vernon and Dee divorced, they weren't stepbrothers anymore. But my point is, you've got the Stanleys trashing Elvis. You've got Dee Stanley trashing Elvis. Dee Stanley, who married Vernon. Yeah. Her video, the Gerardo video she did, is one of the most disgusting videos I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. And so cruel to Elvis. So unfair. Even Gladys would be turning in her grave. I can't even put it into words. So, all for money. For money. They do it for the money. And they've done it for decades. And again and again and again and again, even the Smiths. Yeah? We could probably have a long list of names of people that Elvis regarded as close friends, family, even the ex-wife, Priscilla. And we will be doing a Priscilla live stream exposing Priscilla tomorrow, probably, because something's been sent to me by Amy Collett. So we're going to go through that. But my point is, for money, guys, for money, again and again. And then they try and get out of it by changing their story and saying, oh, I'm a born-again Christian now and everything's changed and my faith has yeah. But what we really want is apologies and regret. you know, so when David Stanley puts up this thing that, let me just, where is it? Let me just get it. That his event is a historical thing. It's no, I've already said this in part 1, but I'm going to say it again because it really irritates me. Let's have a look, guys. Where are we? So this one picture that was on David Stanley's Facebook really annoys me. Yeah, look at it, guys. Now remember, these people have trashed Elvis. Yeah. And he writes, David Stanley says, because he's reinvented himself, you know. Let's write a book. Let's do another movie. Let's write another book. This time he's hooking back up with Billy. I've already said it, guys. Billy has redeemed himself with apologies and this book. So I don't really have a beef with Billy, even though I do think the way Billy treated me was very unfair. He cut me off from reading that book for no reason, really. So I'm disappointed with that, but I'm here to defend Elvis. So when I look up Billy Stanley and look at his history for the last few years, he's been defending Elvis. He does a very good job of defending Elvis and showing the world how amazing Elvis was. Yeah. So I'm okay with Billy. The book is beautiful. I definitely recommend people buy this book. It's a lovely book. Yeah. Elvis speaks to you through this book. It's obviously done from the point of view of faith. So Billy has tried his best to make things good. So I'm more now discussing Ricky and Dave. Obviously, Ricky's passed away. D. Stanley, we have serious things there. I won't go too far with D. Stanley because I don't want to discuss the disgusting things that was said in that Geraldo interview. Yeah. So I don't want to push that. But I will, because David is a living member and he's still making money off Elvis's name, we are going to discuss the mistakes he's made, the disgusting way he's portrayed Elvis. And really, we want an apology. We want apologies. Yeah. He does seem to have changed his story many times. But this little clip here, this picture annoyed me. So this is David Stanley. He's obviously, you know, a new image, new everything. Someone told me he's getting 150,000 a year to be at the Westgate. Yeah. To be at the Westgate. So my show in Las Vegas are not reality shows. They are historical events. See, no. Just because you were an ex-stepbrother or once a stepbrother and you grew up with Elvis, you were so fortunate, so lucky that happened. Yeah. Lucky you that Elvis decided he was going to help you guys. Very lucky you. Lucky you, Vernon married your mum. Yeah. The life Elvis gave you is a dream life. But then you say here that it's a historical event because, and I know why you say it, because you grew up with Elvis. Yeah. But remember, as amazing as your life was, and how great Elvis was towards you three guys, you trashed him at the end. You trashed him, and then you went on trashing him for decades. So saying that he even committed suicide. It's disgusting. Shame on you. So no, this is not a historical event. It is your words from your point of view based on your version, your reinvention of the truth, your rewriting of the truth. It's not Elvis's version. Elvis can't defend himself. It's your version. So no, it's not historical. Historical is if Elvis says it, not you. The stepbrother that trashed him, that said he killed himself. The stepbrother that almost never mentioned his health problems. You mention his drug taking, his pill taking. You mention all that. But he's an addict and some very serious different names of tablets that he took. You trash him quite happily for years, for decades, for money on different interviews, biographies, in books. It's all there on YouTube. If you want to see David Stanley trashing Elvis, you'll see it there on YouTube, and Ricky Stanley. You'll see them both for money, happily trashing Elvis, damaging his image and reputation for money, and they do it for years and years in books and on TV. Yeah. And I'm sure that because of it, they had a very luxurious lifestyle, all because they grew up with Elvis. These people, even now to this day, are having a luxurious lifestyle, Ricky and David. Yeah. No, not Ricky, sorry. David Stanley, Ricky's passed, of course. You know, we obviously don't wish that on anyone. David Stanley's having a very luxurious life, all because he grew up with Elvis. Yeah. But in the past, he has trashed Elvis. That ain't right. That ain't right. The fans have the right to defend Elvis. Now, I do get the feeling that defending Elvis, even friends and family of Elvis don't want us to defend him. I'm starting to get that feeling that even friends and family, even maybe even ex-girlfriends, definitely people that have anyone that has trashed Elvis in the last 50 years doesn't really want us to exist defending Elvis, the channel, the YouTube channel, because we are exposing them. We are exposing their wrongdoing and expecting apologies and regret. Even Billy Stanley. We as a YouTube channel called Defending Elvis, we want apologies for this. Billy Stanley, Lamar Fight, Marty Lacker, trashing Elvis. We want apologies from the Stanleys if they've trashed Elvis. Yeah? We want them to show regret and remorse. Even if some of these things are true, shouldn't have been said. We're not here to whitewash Elvis. We're not even saying that Elvis didn't make mistakes, didn't have a problem with prescribed medication. We're saying, why was he trashed by his own friends and family? Yeah? And stepbrothers. That's what we're saying. So if you've done it, even Billy Smith, if you've trashed Elvis, say sorry. Stop doing it. Say sorry. Right. Let's, so I wonder if he answers the question so he, in one of the things he says is, what's the best advice Elvis ever gave you? And he says, he told me to give myself to Jesus, give myself to God. Yeah. The best advice Elvis ever gave Dave Stanley, give myself to God. Well, you didn't, because you just became an addict and wrecked your own life. Rick and David, at the end of Elvis's life, the last few years of Elvis's life, were a couple of addicts. Yeah? Don't blame Elvis for it. Don't blame Elvis. You messed up your own lives. You've effed up your own lives. Yeah? Even one of you getting in there with Priscilla with the whole skinny dipping in one of your apartments. Yeah? Do you see what I'm saying, guys? These guys were partying hard. Ricky and Dave were partying hard at the expense of Elvis, and then trashed him after Elvis died and said that Elvis tried to kill himself. Committed suicide. It ain't right, guys. It ain't right. So, come on, most of the things I show you are already on YouTube. We know that. So let's, don't forget, it's all going to be old stuff in it that's been repeated again and again and again. Let's have a look. So we're going to go onto YouTube. Let's have a look. Where are we? YouTube. Okay, guys. Hang on 1 second. So I'm just trying to. Right, we've got to go on Facebook as well, because I've put, so what I've done, I've put some clips on Facebook. Hang on a minute. Let's make it work. One second, guys. 1 second. So then we've got. We have technology. Right, okay. Hoping this is going to work. Okay. Right, that's better. We can see it now. Now watch this little clip, guys. Let me just make it big. Just watch this little clip. It just gives you a feel for what I'm going to go through now, okay?
Results of the autopsy are that the cause of death is a cardiac arrhythmia due to undetermined causes.
Elvis's fans and his fiancée, Ginger Alden, were left in the dark.
All of us had heard at the same time that it was a heart attack.
Do you believe in your own mind right now that that alone caused his death?
Right, in the very beginning, I did. I just, I think it was Elvis's time to go. So I think he took him. But then again, in my mind, there are a lot of unanswered questions.
Did Elvis...
Well, that's true, guys. So I'm just giving you a feel for the type of stuff that the Stanleys have... This is the doubt that the Stanleys have put in the mind of the fans around the world for the last 40-odd years. I'm going to play a couple of little clips, and then we're going to play a longer clip. I already played some of these in part 1, but we're going to play them again. It's all about trying to make out Elvis as if he killed himself. That's what these people are trying to do. They're his stepbrothers. These are the people that are supposed to love Elvis. Go to the next bit. Guys, we'll get there in the end. Okay. Just going to do a couple of little clips, and then I'm going to play a few clips that I haven't played yet. Forget these things, guys. These type of documentaries that Dave's involved in here. Yeah. It's just for the money. Just for the money. Yeah. Anyone that understands Elvis in his life, how he lived and what mattered to him, knows that he wouldn't have committed suicide just because of his daughter, just because of Lisa Marie. Hear that? His final days from those who knew him best. Yeah. In other words, the people that were closest to Elvis that supposedly loved him, his own relatives, yeah, whether it be the Smiths or the Stanleys or ex-girlfriends or other people, are now making, this is just one of many programs to try and prove that Elvis was an addict and that he killed himself. Yeah? For money. For money. Do you understand what I'm saying, guys? This is so wrong on so many levels. Even if it happened 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, it's wrong. These people have betrayed Elvis and trashed him and double-crossed him. Right, so let's... It's annoying because it's not letting me... Hang on a minute, let's just X off some of these things. It's annoying. Right. That's right. So I've already played these clips. I'm going to play some clips I haven't played yet. I'm going to read some of your comments as well, guys. Could you... So how do you think Elvis would feel about this? That these people that were close to him, that he trusted, have betrayed him for decades for money. How do you think that would make Lisa Marie feel? She was alive through all of this. I've already shown this to you already, guys. I'm going to blow it up for you. Yeah. I showed this in part 1, but I do think we should show it again. Let me... We are going to get to some different clips as well, guys. But look, David Stanley. Yeah, it's a picture of him proudly saying, David, did Elvis kill himself on August 6th, 1977? David Stanley says he did. Yes, he did. David Stanley says, yes, he did. Elvis killed himself. This is David Stanley, Elvis's ex-stepbrother. Right, so I think I've made my point. Right, so let's carry on. Let's see if we can find some other clips. Quickly top up my tea. Okay. So, okay, let's go up further now. I'm going to read your comments in a sec. There's a couple of clips. So here's Memphis Mafia Kid discussing how he feels about David Stanley saying that Elvis committed suicide. This is Memphis Mafia Kid, how he feels. Okay, guys?
numerous people have asked. It just so happened I jotted it down by. But go ahead and
Please comment on David Stanley saying that Elvis OD'd on purpose.
okay. For starters, I have not seen anything where he said it. I just didn't care. I'm sure you can look it up or whatever. But I've heard it from enough people that apparently he said something along those lines. And just let me say this. That's and why. I mean, everybody has their own opinion, and maybe if that's his or whatever, but, I think it's the biggest bunch of shit, and excuse my grammar, for him or anybody else to say that. I mean, did Elvis take prescription drugs? Sure he did. We all know that. Did, maybe a mixture or overdose was part of the cause of his death? It's possible. I mean, there's a lot of things, a lot of mixtures that we've talked about before that could have caused his death. But one thing that I do know